There are some things that Sir Ratcliffe wants to put in place in Man United. It first of all started with the renovation of Old Trafford. Now it is moving towards sporting director and new CEO. Manchester United linked with Dan Ashworth, which I think is a very big and a very fantastic news for Man United. A lot of things he has done at Brighton and also at Newcastle. That is all we are going to be talking about. Paul Mitchell and also Claude Blanc. This will be done when Ineos 25% minority takeover must have been ratified. That is when all this will be taking place, and we need this to be done ASAP if we should move forward. We need this to be done as soon as possible. Get Ten Hag the right players he needs, strengthen the people working around Eric Ten Hag, and make things work out in this football club. Get the players when they are young and when it is early, when they are not yet costly. So this is all we'll be talking about here. Samuel Locust coming out with the news that Dan Ashworth is Ineos' first choice for the role of Manchester United sporting director. The group is also open to the idea of retaining John Morton in a different role as a receiving. That one is their business. Now, what this is typically saying is that Ineos they are interested in appointing Dan Ashworth as the new sporting director in Man United. And just take a look at this. These are the players that were brought into Brighton and Newcastle under Dan Ashworth. And look at the price. Let me just read it. Dan Ashworth spent 250 million pounds and got Isaac, Mitoma, Caicedo, Trossard, Botman, Pope, Godon, Livramento, Cucurella and Lamptey. Dan Ashworth got these players for 205 million pounds. Now let me continue reading. Man United spent 223 million pounds on Sancho, Anthony and Holland, and are still looking and are still in the market for new forwards. Now, to add to the context that Trossard, Caicedo and Cucurella were then sold for a combined of 200 million pounds. Understand what I'm saying here? He brought these players at Newcastle and Brighton for 205 million pounds, but only Cucurella, Caicedo and Trossard were sold for 200 million pounds. While we signed Anthony, Holland and Jadon Sancho for 223 million pounds. This is to show you that a lot needs to be done in Man United, and this is what Ineos, Sir Ratcliffe is trying to put in place. I'm not happy that he is keeping the Glazers around him. Not 1% of me is in support of it, but this is a good news. This is just a good news. Getting Dan Ashworth. And there's one thing here. There is high probability that this man will not like to leave Newcastle. Things are working right in Newcastle at the moment. They are out of the Champions League though, but things are working out in Newcastle. It will be very difficult to bring this man out of Newcastle to Man United. But I think this is a very good news. I think this is a fantastic news. Getting Dan Ashworth to Man United, he has good CVs. So getting him in Man United, I think is a good news for this football club. Now, also, Paul Mitchell, the likes of Son, the likes of Christopher Nkunku, the likes of Sadio Mane at Southampton, all these players were brought to their club by Paul Mitchell at low cost. Claude Blanc, you all know all he has done at Juventus and PSG. So I think this is a fantastic news in terms of the footballing aspect of Man United. Eric Ten Hag needs this to be done. Change this staff, these people working with Ten Hag, bring in new people, bring in new bodies, and this is what Ineos is trying to do, which I'm in support of. Not 1% of me want the Glazers to be in this club, but it is what it is. As you can see it is what it is. But I'm very, very happy for this news. Dan Ashworth to Man United, I am not sure whether he will leave Newcastle, but if he finally leaves, I think this is a good and fantastic news. Paul Mitchell to Man United, Jean-Claude Blanc as our CEO. This is just fantastic news and a fantastic move from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. The 25% minority takeover should be ratified ASAP, so we can get these things in place for Eric Ten Hag. What is your reaction to this news? How do you think this will work out? Do you think this man really mean it, upgrading Man United? I would like to know what you think about this in the comments below.
Now, yo.